Why can't God just forgive? No cross? No sacrifice? No payment? At first glance, it sounds reasonable. If God is loving, why not simply cancel the debt? But the moment real injustice happens, a crime, a betrayal, a life taken, we don't say, just forgive. We demand justice. And that tells us something important. Justice is not optional in our moral instincts. So here's the question we need to examine carefully. If justice matters to us, why wouldn't it matter to God? Christianity says forgiveness required the cross. Islam says God forgives whom he wills. Skeptics say the cross was unnecessary. So who is right? This is not an emotional question. It's a legal one. Can a perfectly just God forgive without satisfying justice? Let's walk through it step by step. The Bible never presents God as choosing between mercy and justice. It presents him as both. In Exodus, the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, yet he does not leave the guilty unpunished. That tension is deliberate. God is compassionate. But he does not clear guilt by pretending it does not exist. Scripture also says that acquitting the guilty is detestable to God. Justice is not a side attribute. It is foundational to his rule. Now here is where it becomes personal. It's easy to talk about justice when we're the victim. It becomes harder when we're the defendant. In Romans 3:23, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." We are not neutral observers in this courtroom. We are implicated. So here is the dilemma. If God ignores sin, he violates his justice. If he punishes every sin fully, none of us stand. How can mercy and justice both remain intact? And that's where history enters the conversation. Forgiveness in ancient Israel was never casual. In Leviticus 17:11, "For the life of a creature is in the blood. It is the blood that makes atonement for one's life." Sin required atonement. On the Day of Atonement, a substitute bore symbolic guilt for the people. Justice was acknowledged. But God provided a substitute within covenant law. These sacrifices were temporary. In Hebrews 10:4, "It is impossible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away sins." They pointed forward. Christianity claims the cross fulfills this pattern, not invents it. In Romans, God presented Christ as a sacrifice of atonement to demonstrate his righteousness, so as to be just and the one who justifies those who have faith in Jesus. Notice the phrase, "to demonstrate his righteousness." The cross is not emotional symbolism. It is public justice. In Isaiah, "He was pierced for our transgressions. The Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all." In 2 Corinthians, "God made him who had no sin to be sin for us." And in John, "No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord." The judge steps down. Justice is satisfied. Mercy is extended. Islam affirms both justice and mercy. Allah is called Al-Adl, the just. Surah Az-Zumar 39:53. Allah certainly forgives all sins. Surah An-Nisa 4:40. Indeed, Allah does not wrong anyone even by an atom's weight. Surah An-Nisa 4:48. Forgives anything else of whoever he wills. Surah Al-An'am 6:164. No soul burdened with sin will bear the burden of another. Surah Al-Mu'minun 23:102-103. Those whose scales are heavy with good deeds will be successful. Islam teaches individual responsibility, final judgment, deeds weighed, forgiveness granted by divine will. But here is the structural difference. There is no substitutionary atonement. So the question becomes, when forgiveness is granted, how is justice satisfied? In Surah An-Nisa 4:1-157, "They did not kill him, nor did they crucify him, but it was made to appear so." Christianity stands or falls on the cross. In 1 Corinthians 15:14, if Christ has not been raised, our preaching is useless, and so is your faith. Historically, the crucifixion is attested in the New Testament. The early creed in 1 Corinthians 15 dated within years of the event. Jewish historian Josephus, Roman historian Tacitus, Annals 1544. If there is no cross, there is no atonement. And if there is no atonement, forgiveness rests on divine judgment and mercy, rather than historical satisfaction of justice. That is the dividing line. God can't just forgive without payment because justice isn't optional, so he satisfied it himself. If forgiveness costs nothing, evil is trivial. If justice is real, mercy must cost something. The cross says, sin is real. Justice is real. Love is real. And God refused to sacrifice one for the other. He fulfilled both. If you're ready to learn, grow, and speak truth in love, join us, subscribe now. The conversation starts here.